Now we're going to work on Guided Project 4-3. So we always want to start with step 1, which is to download the required files. So we have start file is required and the instructions file is required. So my files download to my downloads folder. So I'm going to open up the start file first this time and then open up the instructions file. Get my highlighter set up. And for this, we're going to create reports. So even before we even click on the enable content, if you look in the navigation pane, you see you have tables, you have 2 tables, you have 1 query and 1 report. So anytime you open up any type of database in Microsoft Access, just look in the navigation pane and just see what's in there, like what's included in the database. All right, step 1, we did that already. Step 2, that's done. Step 3, enable content. Enable content. Step 4 says right click the pet without matching owner report and select layout view to open the report in layout view. So again, this is another way, this is another view so to open, a table or a query or report in. All right. So as you can see, we opened it and it gives us pets without matching owners, and we're in the layout view. If you want to change, anytime you want to change the view, you can go to the home tab and click on view. And here you see you have 4 different views that you can select from. I usually use the icons down at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I just hover over them. You see that's report view, print preview, layout view, design view. So it shows pretty much the same thing that's in the home tab in the views group. Drop down shows the same thing. So I usually use these buttons down here. All right, 5 says change the report to landscape orientation. 5A says click the report layout tools page setup tab. So we're going to go all right, so we clicked on landscape. All right, so moving on to 6, says adjust the width of the report columns. Select a text box in the why I'd make a great companion. Six B says press and hold the shift key, shift and click to select the why I'd make a great companion. So I'm going to shift. All right, so we have it selected. We have the label selected. We're going to press F4 to open up the property sheet. F4. So again, once you click your F4, property sheet opens. Also, you can get to the property sheet by going to report, layout tools, design, tools group, property sheet. So either hit F4, that's kind of the shortcut, or you can do it the long way. All right, so the format, we need to click on the format tab because it automatically opens up in the all tab. So click format. Enter 3.2 in the width property. So we go down to the width. We see it's something already in there, but we're going to change that to 3.2. And we should see changes happen after we hit the enter key. So you see the width got a little bit longer, wider, after we hit the enter key. So that changed. All right, so enter 7 inches in the left property. So we're going to click left, hit 7 and press enter. So you see it moved it over to the left. So these changes take place immediately after you hit the enter key. All right. 6F says select a text box in the color column. All right. Select a text box in the color column. Press and hold. So the color label's already selected. I know it's selected because of this orange border around the field. Well, actually, color is selected. If it was not selected, this is the edit mode. This is how you edit inside of the text box. When it's an orange border around it, that means that it's selected. Enter 1.5 inches in the width. So right now it's not 1.5, so we enter 1.5 inches. Press enter, and you see that the width, that column got a little bit wider, the column header. Six H says enter 5.3 in the left property. So let's go ahead and enter 5.3. So it moves it over. All right, so one thing you might notice, you might have an issue with is for 6F and 6G, when you click on a color and then you hit shift, it only allows you to select the color. So the easiest way to do, you can go in the property sheet and select color, which now you have all of the colors selected. And if you hold down the shift key and select color, now you have the whole column selected. So you're going to start making edits to the whole column instead of just the color tab. So we need to put this width as 1.5. Enter. And left property is 5.3. So it moves everything over. All right, set the width property of the gender column and label to 0.6. So we need the width for the gender column. So I'm just going to select gender, hold down my shift. It says it wants the label to be, the width is 0.6 and the left is 4.6. All right, that takes care of that. Set the width of the age column and label to 0.5 and set the left property to 4. So let's go to age and we hold down the shift and select age label, and it tells me that the width should be 0.5 and the left should be 4. All right. Select the text box for the breed column, press and hold shift and select and click to select the breed label. So we're just going to click breed and we're going to shift, select the breed column label, and we're going to make the width 1.3 and the left is going to be 2.5. Click a text box in the breed column to select only the text box and deselect the breed label. So there, we got one selected. So now the height, now we only have the breeds selected and not the breed and the breed label selected. So we need to change the height to 0.5 inches. So you see that makes it a little bit bigger. All right, set the width property of the type column and label to 0.7. Width is 0.7. And the length is 1.7. All right, I'm going to save right now. I'm going to do a Control S to save the changes I've made so far. Set the width property of the pet name column and label to 0.8. So now we need to go, which one? Pet name. And so the width is 0.8. And the left is 0.8. It's already kind of 0.8 right now. Alright, so that takes care of that. The report should look like something similar. Age. And it looks alright. So it looks similar. And save the report. Alright, edit the header and footer section. 7A says click the text box containing the date. And let me open up the property sheet. Alright. Seven 0.4. Seven C says click to select the title label and then click the label again to edit. Change the label to pets available for adoption. Click outside the label to save changes. I did already.
Warning. Dining room.
All right, 7F. Scroll down. Scroll down to the bottom of the report and select the page number text box. So we're going to scroll all the way down. I mean, I just did it the long way. Enter 9 inches for the left property. And then we can close property sheet by clicking F4 again, or clicking the X in the property sheet box, or deselecting property sheet. So that takes care of number 7. Moving on to number 8. 8 says add grouping and sorting to the report. Click the Group and Sort button that's in the Report Layout Design tab, Grouping and Totals group. So we go to Report Tools Design tab. We find our grouping and totals, and then we're going to select Group and Sort. All right. We're going to click Add a Group in the Group, Sort, and Total pane. So I'm going to click Add a Group. I'm going to select Type. So that takes care of 8B, 8A. I'm going to click Add a Sort. So instead of selecting Add a Group, we're going to select Add a Sort. And we're going to select ID, the ID field from the Sort by Select field. That takes care of 8D, 8E. Then I'm going to click More. And this kind of trips up students. So we want to make sure that we do this correctly. Select the Do Not Keep Group Together on one page. So we want to select Do Not Keep Group Together on one page. It's already selected. And then select Keep Header and First Record Together on one page. Close the group sort. Scroll to the bottom, scroll to the top of the report. The first record should be Martin. All right, Martin. Because the grouping uses a stepped layout, the word cat appears in the type column on the line above. That it does. All right, now's a good time to save. I'm going to do a Control S. All right, add conditional formatting to the report. 9A says click any cell in the gender. All right. Click the conditional formatting button. That's in the report layout tools format tab, control formatting group, to open the conditional formatting rules manager dialog box. Gender displays in the show formatting rules for box. So I'm going to go to my report layout tools, go to my format tab, go to my control formatting group, and I'm going to click on conditional formatting, and you see your rules manager dialog box pops up, and it says gender displays. Yes, it does, in the show formatting rules. All right, so that takes care of 9B. 9C says click new rule. It opens up the new formatting rule dialog box. 9D says select the check values in the current record or use an expression. So that's that right there. It's already selected. All right, 9E says select equals to as the comparison. Then we're going to select type M in the value box. Select bold and choose the dark blue font color from the first row of the standard colors. So we want bold and font color says blue, dark blue. Alright, so that takes care of that. Then we're going to click OK. The completed value displays in the conditional rules manager dialog box, similar to figure 4-138. So it does look kind of the same. You can barely see it over here, but it does look the same. So we're going to click apply, and then we're going to click OK. That takes care of 9I and 9J. Then it says save the report. I'm going to click the save button, or I can right mouse click on the report tab and select save. Alright, moving on to 10. 10 says add totals to the report to count how many of each type of pet is available. 10A says select a text box in the pet ID field. Alright. It says click the totals button, which is located in the report layout tools design tab. So we go to report tools, we go to our design tab, and then we go to our grouping and totals, and we need to select totals and select count records. The report updates to show the total at the end of each group and a grand total at the end of the record or the report. So once we do that, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9, 1, 2, 3, 3. So it looks like, and then the total is 15, which we see down here. Now it says 10D says save the report, so I'm going to right mouse click on the report tab and click save. Alright, 11 says preview the report. We're going to select the view button, which is located in the report layout designs tab in the views group. You can select preview, or you can use the icons down at the bottom and select print preview. Alright, so let's see what it looks like. So we see it's cut off right here on the end. Let me see if we get our numbers. We get 3 there. It's just showing one page. Alright, so we're in the print preview. Click the one page button if necessary. So print preview. Zoom group, one page. Alright. Use the navigation arrows to move along the page. The navigation arrows are down at the bottom. Close print preview. It says close the report. All right, 13, create a split form. Click to select the owner's table. Let me close this first. Yeah. Click to select the owner's table in the navigation. All right. Click the More Forms button. Create forms group. More forms. Split form. So it should look like what's in figure 4-10. Depending on the width of the access window, your form may display the fields in one column. All right. Save the form. All right, we're going to save the form and accept the suggested name. So after we create that form, you see you have two tabs that have owners on it. So one is for the table, the other one is for the form. So even if you look in the navigation pane on the left hand side, you see you have two tables now, one query, one form, and one report. So click OK. We're going to switch to form view by clicking the view button. So we're going to click view. We're going to select form. So now it's in the form view. If we want to make some changes, we can go to layout view or we can go to the design view. All right. Use the navigation buttons to move among records. So if you go down here, you go to record 2 of 5, and you see as you're progressing through, you see down here it'll change the record, and also up here it'll change. All right, so now we're going to close the form. I didn't make any changes to it, but I'll save it anyway. And we're going to close the database. And we're going to upload it for grading. I'm on chapter 4. This is my chapter 4 guided project here. I look at the date and the time, and they're kind of close to the current date and time, so I know I have the right file. I'm going to click open. Yes, to submit for grading. All right, so that width, when I did the preview, didn't affect it too much. All right. So we see that we got 100, today's date, the time that it was submitted, attempt 1 of 4. So that takes care of the chapter 4-3 guided project.